The Devanagala archaeological site is situated in the region of Marvanella. The area has a turbulent history where, in recent times, land belonging to the temple have been encroached upon by villagers. Attempts to reclaim the hundreds of lost hectares of land have failed. The temple has now resorted to safeguarding these ancient titles of ownership by having several Buddha statues placed around the periphery of the rock as markers of temple property and ownership. To reach the ancient temple premises and plateau in the rock, one has to go up the east face on a moderately difficult path. After hiking what is essentially a pleasant route, you reach the temple premises. Devanagala has been identified by ancient historical records as Dasan Vihara, which was built during the reign of King Dhatusena during the Anuradhapura period. Other names which also refer to Devanagala are Kitsenpaua and Dunyasala Viharaya. The name Devanagala, according to folklore, states that it is second to the imposing rock of Batalegala, which rises prominently on the horizon to the west. It is also said that this is the sacred location where the deity Dadimunda visited on 2 occasions. The direct translation of Devanagala means second rock. The first structure one encounters is a small shrine dedicated to the deity Vishnu. On to the right, one can see a natural pond on the face of the rock, monasteries for monks, and a preaching hall. On the left is an unassuming white building next to the stupa. This building encloses the Tampita Viharaya. It's worth noting that the Tampita Vihara, which is the image house, the stupa and the Galviharaya, has been vandalized on several occasions by treasure seekers and others trying to desecrate this religious monument. The archaeology department has restored many of the damaged artifacts. Today, one can appreciate the splendor of the Tampita Viharaya, from the traditional foundation of stone and wooden stumps to the intricate wood carving of the door frame, to the marvelous image house with its multiple Buddha statues. This is truly spectacular imagery and examples of Buddhist iconography. The Makara Torana, which is unusual in its design, adorns the central Buddha statue and stands out among similar Buddhist imagery. The stupa, which is adjoining the Tampita Viharaya, looks like any other found in a Buddhist temple, but this too is unique as it encloses a pond within its structure. Outlets for water to cascade out onto the rock face are visible. The views from the top of the rock are magnificent. The Batalegala rock rises abruptly in the horizon. This is a distinctive landmark and allows you to get your bearings while scanning the undulating hinterland. The magnificent Dhatu Mandira or Galviharaya was said to have housed the tooth relic. This awe-inspiring stone structure has massive monolithic blocks, some as large as 2.5 meters in height, which were a part of the temple. Stone trusses over the doorway are said to have encased valuable relics. The Devanagala Rajamaha Viharaya site has 2 prominent stone inscriptions. These petroglyphs were created during the 12th and 16th centuries. To reach the first inscription, one must descend several hundred steps cut onto the west face of the rock. Unlike the ascent to the temple, this is a steep journey which must be undertaken in dry weather conditions. The inscription reveals that under the orders of King Parakramabahu I, General Kitnuaragal Senevi invaded the city of Kusumia in Rananagana Desa, referring to the country of Burma, now called Myanmar. The inscription further states that to commemorate the victory, the king has granted land to the extent of 12 amunas and 2 palas from Malabatua and Kitsenpower as permanently owned lands. Furthermore, the inscription states that this decree is effective until the sun and moon are no more. This inscription, dated to the 12th century CE, is in medieval Sinhala writing. King Vimaladharma Surya, who reigned during the end of the 16th century, is known to have contributed to the development of the temple. A stone inscription on the north face details his alliance with Ratnalankara Thera. The priest's contribution rendered toward the development of the Buddha Sasana during the Kandyan era is mentioned. Not far from this location is the Sri Patula, or artistic impression of the Gautama Buddha's footprint. Here too attempts to deface it are visible, though the carvings and symbols have survived the ravages of time. Devanagala was declared a protected archaeological site as far back as 1941. This, however, has not kept at bay the various efforts by unscrupulous individuals and parties who continue to loot, defile, desecrate, and destroy this ancient heritage. One can only hope that the artifacts and structures that have survived decades of wanton abuse will be lovingly looked after, so that future generations can marvel at the splendor of the rock temple of Devanagala Rajamaha Viharaya.